Welcome, Easy Loss, first day on Blab, yay!
Oh, then this is a really weird one to land on for the first day on Blab.
Yeah,
You might want to, go Blab hopping after this so you can see just how cool we are.
Yep. Well, welcome everyone. We're recording. We're on the record, so we're just doing a little holiday Blab, planning for 2016. Super excited to see you all here. And yeah.
Do you guys know what happens when you tell a little birdie? It records a little GIF of you moving around, and then it actually posts the GIF on Twitter. Just so you know, when you go over there, Andrea, you'll see how funny you look with your antlers.
Yeah. Good. Okay, good. And I don't know what Tattoo Dolly was supposed to be saying, but but yeah, some autocorrect there was telling us something else. So good. Well, welcome everyone. We're very excited to be talking to you guys today about planning for social media success in 2016. We're going to be talking about what it takes. We've already got a question coming in from Janet. And if you guys do want to post a question, you can do the /Q and then type your question in. It'll appear on the left side there, kind of broken out, a little bit more visible for us. We'll watch the chat. Hey there, everyone coming in. Janet, Tattoo Dolly. Hey there. So cool.
So we have a lot of tips to give, but why don't we just go ahead and answer Janet's question, because it's a good one. We can just go ahead and start out with that. So this whole thing about how do you plan when everything keeps changing, and last year we were a little bit surprised with Meerkat and Periscope and Blab. It sort of just dropped all at the same time, and all our plans kind of got shifted. And you have to, to be in this work, you have to be flexible. I mean, you just have to be.
And honestly, so we're talking here about planning for 2016, but you know what? I think in this changing era, we can't necessarily plan for the whole year. Things change on social media quickly. All of a sudden, Facebook stops showing your posts as much.
We laugh at this, but this can be very serious for people. But you have to be light about it.
What I like to look at is a 3-month plan. Go with the 90-day plan. That is going to be pretty doable in what you're going to be able to accomplish, and really focus on those 90-day goals. So let's focus on January through March right here, and think about what that's going to look like for us. And you may have some things that, products you're going to launch, or something, initiatives that you're going to have during the later part of the year, but you probably aren't going to necessarily know to rely on this platform or that platform for getting the word out about that. Something new may spring up. Things may shift in your business. So to me, it doesn't really make sense to put things hard and fast in stone for the whole entire year. Just put little pins on things, and then.
And yesterday when I did a webinar and told everyone to plan for their entire year, the cool thing about using, things that you can move around is you can move them around. So if something does happen in the middle of the year and you've got something on your calendar, you can go ahead and move it and shift it and turn it around. You can also do a search for everything that says Facebook and change it over to something else, So the whole point is that you can plan for a certain amount of time. You can't plan for what's going to happen. So you have to be flexible for that. And then if you do have things planned for a later part of the year, put it in a way that you can move it around and adjust it when things start to change. Because if the internet goes down for a month, I mean, seriously, some major change.
Yeah. And I'm with Jed over there the whole year.
Exactly.
It's awesome. So good questions coming in on the side. I love them. Awesome.
Okay. I've been so busy listening and talking to you that I forgot to look. So thinking about taking on a biz partner, we both have similar goals and sensibilities. Similar sensibilities. Yes, but how about skills? Because I don't know which side you're on, Andrea, but we complement each other in our businesses. We definitely have things that we're better at than others. Facebook ads, hello, never.
Graphics.
So So when you find someone to work with, my guess is, there are all of these. Oh my God, there's so many of these online programs where you find out if you're compatible in business and stuff. It might be worth it to kind of like go do a couple of those, just kind of see, because if somebody's very analytical and somebody's very artistic, you're going to need to know that about each other and learn how to communicate with each other. But I'm all about teams. My business does better with somebody I'm working with. Just kind of like the way it is.
I think so. Here's a fantastic, if you can team up with someone who is you're going to work well with, definitely do that. I would also suggest putting some things in writing. Phyllis and I, of course, didn't do that, but we work very well together. But it really does help to have that down in writing, so you each understand what you're responsible for, what your goals are, and who owns the co-created product. So that's it. I've just been actually doing a lot of webinars with a lawyer, so you can tell I'm in that mode. But it's a good thing to do. So the other thing is start working on it together and see how you work together before really kind of launching something. Maybe do something small together, like even just a joint webinar, test the waters, see how you work together before diving in completely into that partnership, I would say, because you learn a lot just with small projects.
Yeah, the small projects, because some people are very quick and very fast and just want to just like get it out the door. And some people are very deliberate and want to like go through everything 5 or 6, 7 more times. So that kind of timing issue might be frustrating for both of you. Right. So that's something to think about.
Yeah.
But teaming up is fun.
Teaming up is great, and it makes you so much more accountable a lot of times, which is wonderful. Also, just make sure you've got, Phyllis and I work great together with Google Docs, where we just are putting everything in our Google Docs. We've got things all planned out. We have like we have a schedule for everything, so we know who's responsible for what when, and it's just really, really helpful to have that all in writing, so it's not so one of you isn't feeling like you're doing more of the work and kind of getting irritated and frustrated. So definitely. So if you're just joining us, welcome. And did you have something else to say about that, Phyllis?
No. I'm done. I'm done with
it. So
I'm
just going to say welcome to everyone just joining in. We're super excited. We're in the holiday festive mood. We're talking about planning for social media success in 2016. And you can go ahead and put questions in the question area by just typing \Q and a question. And we'll be we'll have fun talking about these, and then maybe we'll bring some live people in.
Yeah.
Or dead people. I don't know.
Now, here's the thing. There are 2 questions over here I really want to answer. One is the new live feature on Facebook. See, I have a client that has the verified page account, which is freaking awesome. And I really kind of pushed him to use this. I'm like, you got to do it. And he's been doing it. And oh my gosh, Facebook will show this to everybody and their sister and their brother and their aunt. So I love the live feature for people who have an audience on Facebook, who really already have that kind of fan club thing going on. It's like so much fun for them. The live feature for me might be kind of like, I don't know. It seems like it's good for some people and good for other people,
Yeah. So Facebook Live is rolling out to verified pages it's rolling out. It's not available for everybody yet.
iPhones only.
Right. And it's also rolling out to personal profiles for iPhones only. So so those couple things. But I think, again, I've seen Jay Barry using it. I've seen, Mari and some of the other people who've had it for a little while using it, and it definitely gets tons of visibility. So I definitely think it's a great idea. But I think live streaming video is good for anything. And I think, for all different platforms, we're here on Blab. If you like blabbing with people, then maybe that's a better platform for you.
Yes. Because if you have to choose between Periscope and Blab, think about that. Do you enjoy the conversation with a chat, or do you enjoy the conversation with another person and a chat and a questions? There was a question over there too about Slack. And more and more in the last month or two, almost every client and team and agency that I work with is either using Slack or HipChat, and it's all the conversations go over there, and they have to be organized about it. Otherwise, it's just notifications are completely insane. But I really like it. I really like it a lot. So I have a feeling that there's going to be more movement toward those internal communications instead of through email, which I would be very happy about.
Yeah. So I think the message around all of these new platforms coming out is that I think that there's going to be such a fractionalization of the audience. It's like when cable came out and the three networks broke up. We're not going to be able to be everywhere anymore. You can't do all these sites well, and I've been saying that for a long time anyway. And now there's way more. So I think you just are going to have to pick and choose and focus on what makes sense for you, but also making sure that you're consistent there. And I love Blab. I think it's tons of fun. But I need Phyllis, so.
I need a conversation. It's just really nice. So now there's a very interesting question over there, wherever it is. It says, we do PR and moving from traditional to social influencers. And how do you feel about sponsored content on social media? The thing is about sponsored content on social media is it has to be disclosed every time. Yeah. And according to the FTC, every tweet, which is like such a bother. So there, I think it's a big topic, and I don't think it's totally sorted out yet. But there are some rules in place right now, so you just have to follow them, and you have to, as long as you're disclosing who you're sponsoring. And some people do it beautifully. Like you mentioned Mari just a little while ago. When Mari is in a space where they've either contracted her to come in or whatever, the way she explains it and talks about it is just very elegant. So there's a way to do it. There's an art to it, I think.
Yeah. And I think that I've seen so much more sponsored content coming through. I think influencer marketing is going to be huge in 2016. I think that's what a lot of companies are looking to. They're looking for people who have that audience that is perfect for their product that they can then reach. I've seen a lot of mom bloggers take on more and more sponsored content. Yeah. And I think that we're going to have to make sure if you are an influencer, if you are taking on sponsored content, that you understand the rules and making sure that you're disclosing that sponsored content. And also if you are asking an influencer to post your sponsored content, make sure that you're educating them on how they're supposed to be doing it as well, so they don't get in trouble.
Yeah, it's interesting. What this reminds me of is, remember when we first got involved with writing the books with Wiley, is they wanted to know about our social platform. And they really didn't want to take us on as authors unless we actually had a social platform. Yeah. And so it's sort of similar in the way it's structured, is a lot of businesses now are looking to these influencers as if they're having a book contract with them in a way. And they're saying, well, how big is your audience? How big is your platform? Because we don't want to work with you unless you have a platform. Right. So it's a very interesting time. It's kind of tricky. If somebody comes in and says, hey, do this for this amount of money, you have to really run it through some gates. You have to run it through some things for yourself to make sure it's a right fit. Yeah.
Awesome. So very cool. And if you want to ask a question, I know we've got some more questions coming in. Type your question by typing \Q and then type that question. We'll also try and watch the chat too. Got lots of good people joining us. I mean, and people who are here too. Gosh, I don't want to discount them,
Well, lots of familiar faces, lots of familiar things. Now, remember, if you're going to send out a tweet about this, you have to kind of tell us, and then we'll do something funny, and it'll be a very cool little gift. So so make sure you do that. We'll do it now. Tell us a little bit,
and then I'll tweet.
And then you have to wait for the little circle thing to finish doing its thing. And then once it has a little GIF, then you can post a tweet. And it's just like
I want to go look at that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I have noticed that they've been moving lately. I didn't notice it.
I was a little surprised yesterday to find my face. Yeah. Oh, no. You're going to love the one I just sent.
Oh, cool. So awesome. We have a question here from Porn Proof Kids. What? And that sounds interesting. I'm going to just go ahead. Yeah. Empower their kids to reject pornography. Great.
Awesome.
Good mission there. And I have a problem with my Facebook ad. I had an ad set up and approved, but then it didn't run. I don't know why. I've emailed them 4 to 5 times. They sent me an email saying they got my email and will get back to me, but they never do. Oh, wow, that's so unlike Facebook. That's so weird.
No, we laugh, but we must get this category of question 10 times a day, every day for the past 2 years.
And actually, I'm not sure what your Facebook page name is, but that definitely could have something to do with it. It's probably flagging that even though you've got a positive message, it's probably flagging it in their system. And so really what it takes is just emailing them. I know you're saying 4 to 5 times. You can try different avenues, try different contact forms. And sometimes you can find those at facebook.com/advertising. You can find them at facebook.com/help, and just try some different contact forms saying you're trying to advertise right now. I do know that right now it's been pretty high volume on Facebook ads this holiday season. I know I have some ads that are not running as much as I would like because there's some heavy competition right now. So a lot of ads requests coming through. But I think, and I don't know if you've run ads much more previous to this, but usually what it takes is just getting through that first hurdle of getting them to realize, okay, you're not doing something that's against terms. You are, you're running an ad that's within all their specs and everything. And then usually you'll get an easier time of having ads approved and run. One of the other things to check too is just to make sure that your bidding is correct. If sometimes to get an ad started, I will go to the cost per click method and bid high and try and just get that pushed into the newsfeed for a little bit, and then go back to whatever bid method you might have chosen before. So sometimes just making an adjustment on your bidding and budget can help that.
And also, if you've had an ad before and then something doesn't get approved, so, you never know when it's a real person or an automated thing that approves an ad. They say real people, but how is that possible?
Yeah.
How is that possible? So I just Robert's been telling us that you can take the questions and put them up on screen, and okay. I'm not the host, so I don't know how to do that.
Hold on, I'm gonna just make you the co-host here.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Let's see. Hold on.
Technology.
There we go. Okay, you should be co-host.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And
did it save?
Yes.
Okay.
It's safe. All right.
Awesome.
So, so that's how you do it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You just click to answer the question and then it drops it down.
I have not seen that.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Here's a question coming in from Janet.
Wait, there you go.
Oh, wait. Good. Should every Facebook page move to the business manager? No. I don't think so personally. It's actually, I'm really getting to like the business manager. It's gotten such a bad rap for so long. I didn't like it before because it was really hard, clunky to use. They've made a ton of improvements. You're able to get your page out of there if you wanted to remove it a little bit easier. There's just some key things that you need to make sure that you are doing when you use the Facebook Manager and you're using it with clients is to request access, not claim the page. So don't do that. Actually, I just have a whole blog post about it. I'm going to put that in the chat.
You need like this little cheat sheet hanging out on your computer because Andrea's written about everything that has to do with Facebook. She's like the Facebook encyclopedia. All you have to do is Facebook, and she goes, "Oh, I just wrote an article about that."
Yeah. So, but where Facebook Business Manager works best is if you are kind of working with clients and you are more of an agency type of model where you are doing work for them. That's a really great time to use Business Manager because you can have people on your team working on their page as well, where you don't have to give everybody access. You can just put team members to have a certain amount of access to each type of page you're working on. You can, if you are using the business manager and you have a client who you're running ads for, they also have to be in the business manager too. So that kind of changes things a little bit. But I think not every business has to go to business manager. If you're just a solo type of business with maybe 1 or 2 team members, you've got all the access you need. You don't need to bring on a whole big crew, then don't go to the business manager. There's no need.
Now, do you have your psychic lady hat outfit near you? Because what about business manager in 2016? Do you think that they will force everyone into business manager, like they've been saying that they're being so nice about it for the last year, basically? But do you think they're going to force everyone, or for 2016 prediction?
That's a good 2000. Where's my ball? They actually maybe not 2016, but they could be going using that going forward. Yeah. I think that it will become more and more common as more people have team members on their page. They will kind of want to go with that. So I think that probably maybe 2017. That's my long-term prediction right there.
2017.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Will be in the business manager.
Nobody's written that blog post yet. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's think about 2016 a little bit more, in terms of how to set yourself up for success. So we've talked a little bit about being flexible. You never know what's going to happen. We talked a little bit about advertising, which we know is definitely a part of 2016, no matter how you slice and dice it. Your organic reach, you're going to have to start to use live streaming really to reach more people. So that's sort of a given. Like years ago, I did this whole prediction thing about how video is, the year of video, and it just flopped. But I was just 2 years ahead of my time. That's
you were ahead. You were always way ahead. You got the long-term vision.
I did not just snort on a flat.
I'm gonna break that little thing out and just make it a GIF.
Oh my. So anyway, yeah, I'm definitely 2 years ahead of everything, and so. So what else do we want to talk about for 2016 success?
Let's also try the other thing in 2016 is fractionalized networks. We're going to have to
what?
You're going to have
fractionalized networks.
You're going to just be having to focus on just a few places, and the tribes are going to get smaller. Your audience might get smaller, but you've got your true group with you in that space.
We have that now. I think we have that now.
I think it is a little bit now.
Yeah, I think so.
And also influencer marketing. I think we're going to see a lot more sponsored content coming from influencers and ways that people are working in sponsored content into their blog posts. I mean, we already have it kind of in newsletters and things like that, but I think that there's going to be a lot of outreach there. So if you want to be an influencer, build your network, and I think build your platform.
So why don't we open it up and get a couple of people on and see what they think is going to happen in 2016 for their online business and social media marketing. So who would like to come into the crazy world that we have developed here? You don't have to wear a hat. It's not required, but you can't be too serious because this is not an intensely serious blab.
Yeah,
even though we can drop into it a little bit, but
yeah, we got Mike Stelzner, the awesome blabber himself. 9 a.m. Friday, 9 a.m. What is the time on Friday mornings? The social media marketing show. So.
And Snapchatter, which you should talk about Snapchat because is all I got to say. I have tried. I think I'm not the demographic for Snapchat, obviously, but I also can't figure it out. Hey, it's outside. Yeah. Somebody's actually outside. How you doing, Janet?
Hey, Jason. Hey, happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy every season you celebrate. Oh. Yay! So, hey, keeping it quick because I know you have a lot of people who want to jump in. 2016 is going to be the year of making it happen for me.
Woo!
Yeah, I know. And part of it is creating some solutions for people really focusing on Facebook, because the niche I'm looking at, I just don't know that I'd even recommend Pinterest or Instagram, simply because they're really, really, really busy, small healthcare practices.
Yeah, so I was gonna toot your horn for you a little bit. So you have a healthcare podcast. You want to say what it is?
Oh, I do. My podcast is called Get Social Health, and I interview people who are using social media in healthcare. They could be actually doing social media. They also could be, say, medical futurists, and they use social media to get the word out. The other thing is I'm blabbing regularly about healthcare. So yeah. I'm joined with 3 other healthcare podcasters, and the 4 of us get together on Mondays at noon Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about all different kinds of things going on in healthcare social media. Yay.
That's awesome. So you think that Facebook is still going to be the biggest player in 2016?
71% of online adults are in Facebook. Yeah. So anything else I would recommend would be a lot more effort for the potential. It's a volume play. You'd have to work way too hard to find people. And the other thing is, healthcare is just getting to it, but patients are really starting to dig in and want to know more about their health. And where they're asking is their friends and acquaintances, and they're asking in Facebook. So, healthcare people need to be thought leaders, and they need to be there.
One quick question for you, Janet, since you are podcasting, what do you think the podcasting outlook is for 2016?
Well, it can only get better from the standpoint of listeners, because it's becoming more available in cars, permanent apps on smartphones. People are starting to discover it. I think the challenge is, and there's 1.2 million blogs and 200,000 podcasts, give or take. I think your real challenge is there's no easy way to search for a podcast. So it's all about the top 100 or 200 are killing it, because I think people aren't finding them.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's very good point. So that's awesome. So
great.
Just props for you, because in the last couple of years you've been really working it.
Rocking it.
Yeah, it's really great. So I'm very happy for you.
I'm exhausted, but I am. So one last little promo, and I'll leave you alone. I have officially launched an online academy for social media courses for the small healthcare practice, Get Social Health Academy. And so I've had to learn everything from doing a website and how to create a course and how to sell a course. And holy cow, this has been a year of learning, but hopefully next year will be the year of payday.
Good for you, Janet. Well, enjoy your out and about, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you.
Bye. Thanks, Janet.
All right, see you later.
All right, and welcome, Deborah. You are in a hat, so woohoo! Props to you for being in a hat.
Hey, I gotta get in the spirit,
Yeah. So what do you think about 2016? What are you thinking is going to be successful, or where do you should put your time?
I think Andrea kind of touched on it. And there's the point of there's so much, and there seems to be so much more that keeps coming. So I think you have to really focus, what's going to work for you, what works best for you. For example, Meerkat came out, Periscope came out, Blab came out, and I was going, I can't do all this. And I chose Blab. And Blab to me is the most engaging and the most fun. So I think that's something to keep in mind, because people just get too overwhelmed about all this stuff. And now there's Facebook Live, and I'm going, oh no, can I get verified and do that? And which one do I choose? So focus, I think, is probably a really good point to keep in mind, because it just gets too overwhelming.
Yeah, good point. Excellent point.
Very good. So good. And we have a question coming in from Carol. Social media H for you. What does that H stand for? I'm going to go look. I don't know. Social media H. I'm not sure. Anyway, but good question. Do you think online training and info products are still going to be as huge in 2016?
What do you think, Deborah?
Well, I think talking about getting overwhelmed, I think there is a lot of that happening already, to the point where people are going, how many webinars can I listen to today? How many labs can I go to today? How many teleseminars can I lead? So again, I think it's what's your niche? I hate to use, that sounds kind of cliche, but you can never learn too much. There's always something new to learn, but you have to focus. How much time are you spending online training when you could be productive, generating profits?
Yeah.
Yes, and this is a really important point, because there are some people who are almost addicted to learning and absorbing and researching and finding new things and being online. And, maybe we should have, a program about how to break that addiction. But the thing is that
that's a great program. Let's sell that.
Hey, let's start a 12-step.
A 12-step for social media addiction. But here's the thing, you think about it. Creating an online course, it used to be that there would be these huge, long, involved courses, and now they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I don't know if you've noticed that. So along with the niche idea, there might be smaller online courses for smaller niches, and might be more of that going on in 2016. If just looking at what we do, Andrea and I, seriously, we could triple the size of Social Media Manager School in a year. We could triple what the content is in there, but it would be so overwhelming for people that it would not be interesting anymore, or charming, or wonderful. So we have to hold ourselves back and figure out other places to put those things, because there is a point where there's too much and it's a turnoff, right?
I think that online learning and online courses are always going to be around. And I think what it's going to be is I forgot to turn off it's a dance party. I told you. Dance party. There's always going to be your perspective on it, your take on it. People want to learn it from you and with your audience and with the people that they have connected with already. So what's important with the online courses and online training is to not think that everyone else has done them already, but to think about how you can lend your unique perspective and how you can, share with someone your journey specifically on how you did it. I just took a course from Pam Slim on online licensing courses, and she's done that. So I want to learn from her. So, and I like her, and I don't want to learn it from anyone else. So I took her course. So I think for people who are just looking to get into it and they think, oh, well, it's all been done before. It has. Yes, you're right. But no one's done it your way.
Well, that's true.
Do it your way. Yeah. It's, it's really,
there's lots of people doing lots of things that are similar, but you just nailed it in that, why does somebody choose you over somebody else that's doing social media management or Facebook ads? There's that connection.
I think that,
that know, like, and trust that comes in as well.
Well, right. I think that's why there's such a big push for everybody to be authentic, because your authenticity makes you unique in the marketplace, and you won't blend in with other people. So I think that authentic voice idea that even people have online courses on how to become your own authentic self, that's going to be a key player in all of that. All right. So thank you. So let's get some super questions. So
does anyone else want to come on? I will open up another seat here. Very cool. Mike Stelzner, yay! Do you have a hat? That's the important thing.
Let's see, Michael, does he have reindeer antlers?
Well, you can run into the other room and get some Christmas decorations.
Oh, I have those earrings that light up.
Yeah, I used to have those too a long time ago. That's so fun. So while we're getting Michael on, maybe we can sort of prime the pump here with the word Snapchat, because I am very curious what he's thinking.
I know
about Snapchat. Oh, we're gonna have to try it again.
Yeah, it's gonna come back in.
Are you ladies doing Snapchat? Are you both doing Snapchat?
I am not. Mike is. That's what we need to ask. We need to ask Mike about Snapchat.
I have an account. I've made one snap. I had one snap, and I'll tell you, it was really funny. Gary Vee just recently had this video where he just basically just got so rantful about age. Okay, about how you're never too old to do something. And he was just like on it, Gary Vee, he was on a roll. Yeah. And at one point he looked right at the screen and he said my age and he said, "What the hell are you waiting for?" And I was like, what? It scared the heck out of me. So I pulled up my phone and I did a snap because he's, such a big deal about Snapchat, right? So, and I just said, Gary Vee just called me out. And so that's my only Snapchat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's one of those things that I think is like, another thing. So, but I do hear what Michael says.
Here's the Snapchatter himself.
So you have to tell us.
I made the mistake of using Firefox instead of Chrome.
Oh,
So yeah, Snapchat, it's been exciting. The jury's still out as to whether I'm going to continue with it, but I'm following, or 100 people are, there's 100 friends, I guess, that I can measure, and it's hard to measure. And I asked, how old are you? And surprisingly, everybody answered. And well, not everybody, but a lot. And
Phyllis didn't answer.
Quite a few people were 45 and over. I'm 47.
Wow.
And there was this chunk of 20 somethings.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if it's because they were my friends and they saw me and they decided to try it out, but some had been at it for a while in their 50s and stuff. So I think there's a play there. And I think it's more like the personal branding play. I think it's the idea of showing a little bit of your life behind the scenes. And
isn't that Instagram?
Well, perhaps, but I don't use Instagram. We use it for a company.
Really?
Right.
And what's great about what are we talking about?
Snapchat. It's late in the day. It's late in the day, Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah. What's great about Snapchat is it disappears. So it's gone. Your stories automatically time out after 24 hours. So there is a little bit of not foreverness on Snapchat.
Freedom, kind of.
That is forever there on the other social platforms. And that's kind of interesting and neat. But it does also create this draw for consumers to go in there and want to check it. And I think that sucks them in. Plus, they're really good with sending notifications to your phone. It's like you have to turn them all off if you've noticed that.
Yes, I have.
There's too many.
Is it similar to, in your opinion, about, when Facebook was mostly young people and then the moms and dads got on and then everybody the younger people moved to Instagram and now Snapchat. Do you think it's because the parents are following everybody down the social media path?
I think the reason why people like me are on there is because there's 6 billion video views a day. That's the only reason I'm on there, to be honest and frank with you.
Wow.
6 billion a day. But if you use Snapchat, they're all 10 seconds or less. So what you end up having is you have people watching a bazillion of them rapidly by clicking their finger. But still, that's such a huge number. Right. I don't think the average parent is going to go on Snapchat unless they're monitoring their children. But I think if you're a parent and you're building a personal brand, like, you ladies probably should be on Snapchat and be strategic about it. I don't really care about people driving in their car or petting their cats, which I'm seeing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you too, are you seeing are you seeing people talking about their brands, or, is that disruptive when you do talk more business on Snapchat? Sue
Zimmerman is constantly doing a little bit of both. She's a great example of someone who is doing a little bit of both. I am like more showing the human side of me, just like I do on Facebook for people that I'm friends with. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, it's because I don't know you. And then you don't see all my private things about my family and stuff. But I think showing that you're human, believe it or not, as a personal brand and revealing a little bit about the imperfections is kind of important. And in many regards, I've been downloading my blabs, Snapchats. You can download the entire story and then upload it to another network. It's all filmed vertically instead of horizontally. But I definitely think there's something there. And but I don't think it's the biggest thing that will be successful next year. I'll be honest, the biggest thing is Facebook Live video. That will be the game changer. That could put the death hammer on Periscope and could lead to entirely new marketing strategies for next year. I don't know if you all got it yet, but by pulling up your mobile phone and just doing status update, and you'll see a little circle with some stuff on it. But I tried it out. I got it this week, and
I saw that.
I had like 400 people on there in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
awesome.
And these were not just random viewers, because the number was going up and down. They were actual live engaged audience.
Right.
And I just blew me away, and the possibilities are huge.
Well, we were saying at the very beginning that I have a client that is using Mentions app, and he has a verified page account, and he's doing it through that. And he'll go on, and there'll be 600 people right there, and then they'll have 2,000 views within an hour, and then 10,000 by the end of the week. And it's like, why would we want to do anything else? That's what Facebook is showing to everybody.
And it hangs it at the top of the feed too. So if you're friends with someone who's doing it live, they keep it right up. Facebook wants these new features to be used, so they give them preferential newsfeed exposure. Yeah. So there is something to be an early adopter to new Facebook features.
Yeah. So maybe they'll get it to Android sometime this year, huh?
Well, actually, it's coming.
I know users. That's my problem.
It's coming to all users, and they just announced yesterday that verified pages get it too. So, Social Media Examiner, after our Facebook page was yanked from existence, somehow came back with a blue check mark.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. That's great.
So we're going to get it as our page, and that's going to be exciting, because then we'll be able to do. Hopefully have multiple admins on the page be broadcasting live at Social Media Marketing World, or doing this from the aircraft carrier, and that's where the opportunities kind of blow my mind. We're even thinking about broadcasting our blab using another phone, broadcasting live on Facebook, because it's square and the video on Facebook is square. So the applications are huge.
Yeah, well, that would definitely work. There's a lot of people doing that cross platform thing, doing a Periscope and a Blab and a Meerkat and a, whatever at the same time. And it's just a lot of work.
I'm going to jump off.
The Meerkat jumped over the Blab through the Periscope.
Thanks, Deb. We're going to let Jed get on. Jed had a question.
I want to see
I'm going to jump off too.
Thanks for coming on, Mike. We really appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Mike. Cool.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jed.
Hey.
Awesome. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. And thanks to Mike for lots of good questions there. And I think we had some other questions on, Snapchat and you had a question about Facebook Live, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And I was hoping
to get. Did we just answer it?
I was hoping to get Mike's feedback too, but I'm very interested to get yours as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things when Facebook Live came out that jumped back, hop on in, Mike.
Yeah.
One of the things that really jumped out at me, and I want to see what your feedback is on this, is the huge thing that jumped out at me right away is all of the comments in the live stream are persistent and remain on the post. And so people who weren't in the original live stream, or even for the people who were in there, Mike, have you been on a scope and you see comments fly by that you wanted to react to, but you're a viewer and the comment flew by, so you can't engage in that conversation? Well, now you can. Now these conversations that could have occurred but were fleeting, now they can occur because the comments are persistent. You go back after the video is over, and you can address each and every one of the comments and create new discussions, new engaging conversations. And I'm very, very excited to see what happens from that.
I think that's, first of all, I hadn't even thought of that, because I did have 111 comments after I finished my little 20-minute session. And those are all signals to Facebook too, because right? I mean, like all that interaction and stuff is going to help that sucker get a life.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the other part of it that I think is exciting is the number of views that carry on after the actual live session. We ended the live session with 3,000 views after 20 minutes, but it went up to 5,000 views after the next few days.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that it converts from a live to a video right there on the spot And whether you made it live or not, I think is exciting. The part that I would love to see is I want to, and I'm hoping they're getting there. And by the way, remember, this is coming to everyone. So you're going to start seeing your feeds completely overtaken by live stuff.
Yeah.
But what I want to see is not just a blurry picture of me, because that's the only way you know it's live right now. I actually want to see maybe the video feed with it muted, kind of like you see in the news feed.
Right. Yeah.
And then people can decide, do they want to come in or not, because you don't know what you're getting into.
Yes, I agree
until
with
you're
that.
in it.
Yeah, that's so true, because
be
you can, it'd be nice to kind of have that motion so it's attracting that attention, because when it looks blurry, I think it doesn't look live.
You don't even know what it is. It's like you have to learn what it is.
Right.
And you also have this thing, you talk about all these comments that you get and you want to reply to them. If you're getting 400 comments every time you go live, or 600 or even 1,000 comments, if there's a community manager involved or the person's involved, you have to say, okay, I'm going to do this for a half an hour, but then I have to do this other thing. So it's going to add a tremendous amount of work.
Phyllis, isn't that a great problem to have, though?
Yes, it's a great problem to have, but it can change. See, I have to think about, the contracts I have with clients, how much time I'm spending on comments or, whatever. It might be like.
It just came out with a new feature of Facebook that allows you to better manage. I think it was last week we talked about it in our blab. Yes. It allows you to better manage at least messages. And it's kind of like a check-in and check-out system. I haven't tried it. I don't know if you guys have yet. But I'm imagining this is going to eventually apply to kind of like the discuss comment systems. If any of you guys ever use that, it's kind of a nice
I'm not liking the new interface for messages on pages. Mine switched over for a couple of clients. And I'm like, oh, no, because now you have to click other places to get your canned responses that you've created for all these messages that come in. They're not just right there available for you. It still doesn't thread correctly. You can't tell when someone you've replied to. You still have to figure out. It just doesn't work well. I'm using it, but
I'm sure it's coming. Maybe it's just early stages, but hopefully they'll make it easier, I guess is where I'm going with this.
I hope so, because we're getting more and more messages. I'm finding people are using it more and more instead of email.
I don't use Periscope, so I don't know if anybody here uses Periscope and Facebook Live, but I don't think I would get 400 people live on a scope immediately.
Well, Brian would. Brian Fanso would. Huh?
Yeah, well, he's been building his platform there, but I think Mike's right that Facebook Live will be a Periscope and Meerkat killer, because people are already on Facebook. Why should they go grow another platform and find their people there? Why not just consolidate?
Well, I think I could answer that a little bit. So the context, we got to remember the context of where we're at when we're broadcasting live on Facebook is different than on Periscope. And the expectation in the community in Periscope is different than the expectation in the community on Facebook. And then you'll also have user discovery being much different on Periscope, since it's connected with Twitter, than user discovery on Facebook, which is going to be connected for your personal accounts, just with friends and for your business accounts.
But if you have followers,
you can share a Facebook Live in the same way you can retweet. So anybody can share it, and if you program your audience to share it, the discovery will become immediately growing, because we shared it to our page, and anybody can share it anywhere.
Those personal accounts, can you set it to public? The viewing icon to public, or to friends only?
I haven't. I've only done it once.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that either, but I'm assuming, and I was under the impression, it went to your default share setting, which for me is public. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you pull it up, I don't know if you can see it or not, but when you pull it up, it's just an icon at the bottom, and the two is still, you have the option friends versus public. So
good.
I probably, if I switch it to friends, I'm just going to see whether that icon. No, I still have the ability to go live on Facebook, and I can go live on Facebook to friends or public. So that's kind of cool.
That is nice.
I realize this Facebook thing is kind of a baby. They were smart to get celebrities to use it first, right? To create all this demand for it, and now that they're rolling it out to verified pages, and to all consumers. Eventually it's going to come to all pages. So anyways, I just think it's exciting. And Jed, I think the applications for it are identical as the applications are for Periscope. I don't see a difference. They're both mobile. Facebook Live is high definition broadcast video, which I'm pretty sure Periscope is too. I think the audiences, you could argue, are different. Periscope is its own app and ecosystem, which is good and bad. Facebook is its own ecosystem and app also. So I think
I don't think the applications are any different. I agree with you there. I think what we see, the types of broadcasts we see, will likely be different because they'll be driven by the audiences. So I think,
right.
I think sharing experiences, which has always been my big thing for live stream video, will continue to occur on Periscope and Meerkat, and I think we'll see more. I don't know. It's way too early to predict. So,
do you think it's early to predict? What would they have to do in 2016 to really pull apart from everyone doing this same process? What are they going to have to give us?
Getting a much more tech savvy crowd on Periscope and early adopter crowd on Periscope, whereas everybody's got a Facebook app installed on their phone, right? So.
But as far as a feature goes, wouldn't it be search? Do you think? Or what do you think would be the feature that one of them or both of them would have to pull out to really differentiate themselves?
The persistent comments. That's from day one. Persistent comments is, for me, and I'm alone in this right now, but I think when time goes by, we'll see that persistent comments will be the biggest differentiator for Facebook Live, and or one of the big differentiators for Facebook Live. And for me, it was the reason why I'm interested in doing Facebook live streams instead of Periscope, because all the comments are going to remain. And I think that that's going to be really big, both on, like Mike was talking about the algorithm, so that my content will be winning because it'll show more engagement, but also on the opportunities for the engagements and conversations that those comments will end up generating.
For me, it would be as if they take it off of mobile and put it on desktop, expand it to desktop so that I can type and read in a space, because either that or I have to get a bigger phone. Honestly,
right? I'm not wearing my glasses while I scope. That's all I can say.
Right, exactly. So for me, if they added, it's almost like going backwards because everything's going to mobile. If they added the desktop version of Live, I would be a very happy person.
I'm sure it's coming. I think you have to keep in mind. I mean, that's what made Blab popular, because you didn't have to have a mobile device.
Right. Yeah.
But here's the deal: 2016 will be the year of live video. 2015 is when it was all born. In 2015, we had Meerkat, Periscope, Blab, and now Facebook Live, all in 2015. 2016 will be the year of mass adoption. I guarantee you everyone is going to say it's live video, maybe even live 360 video, which could be amazing.
Yes. I want a hat with a little 360.
And I think what you're going to see is you're going to see that actual celebrities are going to be born through live video that were nobodies. And what I mean by that is major celebrities who will eventually have their own television shows, and big media is going to come directly from live video.
Stand-up comedians, the stand-up comedians in the social world, take note.
I am done here. I'll let you guys go.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome. Yay. Awesome.
Oh, I love that feedback. He's always got some great insights.
10 hours. Awesome. Woo-woo. So good. If someone else wants to jump in, ask some questions, talk about what they see happening in 2016. We had some questions. Oh, Jim Rice was asking, FB Live is just a recording. It is actually live streaming, and then it develops into a recording. And Mike is saying Blab just opened a map feature on the Blab platform. I don't know why map.
I like that.
It seemed a little gimmicky to me, but if you go look up here by the comments, it's a little gimmicky but neat. I guess reinforcing it's a global platform. You're having global conversations.
All right. So we've got people who like it.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Jed.
Thanks, Jed. That was great. Great to connect.
How are we doing on the question side over here? Do we have some of these?
Doing.
Oh,
when will
geez.
FB Live be widely available? Good question. It's rolling out. Verified pages, verified profiles are getting it early. iOS coming out, but hopefully available pretty soon. I think that they're probably wanting to get that out sooner rather than later. So
yeah, it's interesting. People keep asking how to get verified on Facebook. And that really is an elusive process. And on Twitter, they say straight up, we contact you. You don't contact us. So, you can get verified on Twitter too. And I would really like them to open that up a lot to more people, because there are so many people that really should be verified and aren't now.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll happen in 2016.
Cool.
That's my prediction.
Cool. So, last 5 minutes is the dance party, right? No.
Yes.
I got it. Awesome.
Oh, you missed that for the Twitter thing. You want to do it again? All right. Yeah. So we're going to share it one more time. So we're going to do it. Ready? Here we go. And dance party.
Dance party. Dance party.
Seriously, we are just too weird for Blab.
Oh, it's seriously. So it's all, the music is all in our head. That way we can each play our own.
Oh no, you're going to freak out when you see this one.
Oh no, is it crazy? Okay, yes. Cool.
Well,
good. So just wrapping up, let's just recap and wrap up our predictions coming out. Live streaming, biggest one coming, from Mike Stelzner, live FB Live, Facebook Live, killing off some of the other platforms, perhaps, maybe Meerkat, maybe Periscope, but it's going to be huge. Other predictions, live streaming video in general. So, we're going to see more of that, I think. Influencer marketing, big in 2016. People looking to reach out to influencers. So if you want to be one of those influencers, grow your platform.
Yes, in a niche, in a particular niche. And that was the very first thing that you talked about how you felt that there were going to be a lot more emphasis on these smaller tribes, smaller niches.
Smaller tribes, yep.
So that if you're have a small niche, now's the time to really build your platform.
We also answered the question about what about online training, online learning?
Courses,
is that going away? Definitely, there's more and more places that are releasing amazing content for free, and it's all still out there. But it's your voice. You have the perspective. You have your tribe who wants to learn from you. So don't think that it's already done. It's already been done. Get out there, post those blogs, share your opinions.
Hello. Think about Grandma Mary. Hello. If you guys don't know about Grandma Mary, just have to go look her up. But first of all, I have to say that Grandma Mary was the first person on YouTube to really do decent Facebook tutorials back in the day. And she built her platform. Fully before she revealed her true nature. And and I just think it's just an amazing time. If you have think about all the comedians and how they have a very specific way that they communicate their comedy, right? It's the same way with you.
Yep. And that's maybe another thing too. Be entertaining, stand out a little bit, do something a little bit different. Don't be afraid to use your true personality. And that might be wearing wigs.
Scary.
Might be a little crazy. Don't be afraid to get a little crazy.
I think we should always do a blab with some sort of prop.
I think we should too. We always should wear hats.
Yeah.
That's it. 2016 is the crazy blab. Phyllis and I.
There you go. Hat blab.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has all been recorded. You'll get the recording. If you're just joining us now, you can watch the whole thing. It was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Thanks for your questions.
All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Yay.